Hi friends, welcome to my first cash stuffing video. My name is Leah and this is The Dream and the Debt, where I'm documenting my real budgeting journey while working toward financial freedom, paying off debt, and creating a life I love. If that sounds like something that would interest you, then please keep watching. Today, we are going to be cash stuffing my first paycheck of December. I only cash stuff my variable and sinking funds. I put any funds that I use towards my bills into a separate checking account that I try not to touch for anything other than bills that auto pay out of those. Um, and that works for me. I just cashed up variable and sinking funds. So today I have $560 to cash stuff, as well as I will be taking out of my wallet anything that's left over from last paycheck for the expenses that I keep in my wallet. And I'll be using those towards savings challenges. So let's count it out.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. $15 in ones. Next we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65. $65 in fives. And then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. $110 in tens. And 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 20, 220 in 20s. And then we have a $50 bill and then a $100 bill.
And I know from planning this out that that's $560. First, I'm going to cash stuff my wallet and take out whatever is left over from my last paycheck to put towards my savings challenges. So this paycheck or last paycheck, I actually had quite a bit left over in groceries, which is not typical for me, which I was super excited about. So I have 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, $41 left over from my last paycheck for groceries. I'm going to put that off to the side. And then I also have $2 left in gas. And then I don't have anything left over in dining out. And then I keep this last envelope for anytime I'm pulling out of any of my other envelopes because I'm going to do like a shopping trip for something I don't typically keep in my wallet. I keep this for just like miscellaneous. It's not labeled. And then I have all of my trackers for my envelopes back here. But I won't go through those with you guys today. So I have a total of 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 41, 42, $43 to put towards savings challenges, which is really exciting. I'm going to put that off to the side and we'll do that later. So first we're going to cash stuff my variable expenses that I keep in my wallet. I only keep, like I said, groceries, gas, and dining out in my wallet because those are the only things that I spend regularly. Like everything else, it's going to be more of a special trip, and so I can keep that at home and only take it out when I need it, and also helps me to not overspend. So for groceries, I'm going to do 140, and this is for a 2-week period. So we're going to do 50 and then 3 20s, 2, 3, and 2 10s, 2 5s. So it's going to be 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 70, 90, and then 140. And I just fold them in half. I see a lot of people like fold them into 3/4. That's like a little much for me to figure out. I would be stressing about it not being perfect. And then gas, we're going to do 45. This is for a 2-week period, and so I often have to dip into other folders if I go do something that is outside of my norm of going to like work and back. But it works for me to just do 45. So 20, 40, 45. and then to kind of take from other folders if I need to. And I'll explain later what I try to do with my total amount for variable and sinking expenses and why this works for me. So 45 for gas, and then dining out is going to get 30, which I'm going to do 120 and 110. And that's everything that will go into my wallet. I also keep in my wallet any cash that will be going back to the bank, and I do have some cash going back to the bank, as well as receipts, which I do use those apps that you can make money off of taking pictures of your receipts. I currently use Fetch, Receipt Hog, and CoinOut, and I can leave my referral codes down below in case you're interested. I like them all. My favorite is definitely CoinOut. I feel like I have made the most amount of money the quickest on CoinOut. And if you guys would like a separate video on the receipt apps that I use and how I get the most out of those, I can definitely make a video about that, because I have been able to, without using any referral codes or referring any friends to those apps, I have been able to do to get a lot back. So that's my wallet. Next, I'm going to do variable expenses, which I keep in this purple binder. I'm curious, what do you all cash stuff? Do you do your bills? Is it just sinking funds or variables? I'd be curious in what kind of budget you're working with. I am working with a pretty tight budget for a 2-week period for someone who lives on their own. And so I'm just always curious what kind of budget other people are working with. I'd love to try to challenge myself to work on a tighter budget. And I'm certainly hoping to kind of bring down my bills to be able to have a larger budget to work with. But this is what we're working with right now. Okay, so first up in my variable expenses, in the binder, not in my wallet, is going to be household, and I put $15 towards household, and that's gonna be 110 and 15. So I have 20, 30, 40, 45. So 20, 30, 40, $45 in my household. And I do also keep paper trackers in my binder for each of my envelopes. I'm not going to do that on screen with you all today. I'll do that off camera. So for personal care, I do $30 every pay period. And this covers my getting my hair done as well as my eyebrows. And that's really it. I do kind of, I've done the math of how often I get my eyebrows done and how often I get my hair done, and kind of divided that by how many paychecks I get. And that's all I really do that comes out of my personal care. I also take out any skincare, but I do know every time I take something out other than for getting my hair done and getting my eyebrows done, that I will have to replenish that before I'm gonna get my hair done, because otherwise I won't have enough. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 95, 100, $102 in personal care. And I do have to unstuff that because I just got my prescription skincare. I have rosacea, and so I use prescription face lotion, and that costs, it's $72. It's pretty expensive. Next is car maintenance, which is going to be getting $10. So 20, 40, 60, 70, 75. So $75 in car maintenance. And then pets is getting 5 this week. Normally gets 10, and I'll explain later why I've had to kind of cut that down this week. It's getting 5. So pets has 20, 30, 35, 40. $40. And this is everyday expenses for my pets, like toys, food. Their food I consider a bill, and I do the auto ship from Chewy, and so that goes into my bill account. So this is for anything extra I want to do for them, like maybe go get them groomed, or get them chew toys. I have 2 dogs. For date night, I do have a boyfriend, and I do like to contribute to date night for us. And so it's going to be getting 15 and it has 20. So date night is going to have 20, 30, 35. And then for hobbies, it's going to be getting 25 this week. I do have a goal to kind of get more into my cash stuffing. I consider this documentation on YouTube kind of more of an accountability uh, buddy for me, accountability buddy for continuing on this journey. But I am really enjoying the content on YouTube that I'm consuming for cash stuffing, and I'd love to continue to perfect my setup. And so I am kind of prioritizing that as of late. So right now, I just got a few things that will be coming soon from Crafted by Coco, as well as Charmed by Heavenly, and so I'm super excited for those things. And I will continue to be kind of trying to perfect this setup. I just think it's part of what makes it fun to do this, and of all the hobbies I've had, this is really like low expenses. So all things considered, I think it's a healthy hobby to have. So 25 6. So I have $26 in hobby. And then entertainment. This is kind of interesting. Most of the entertainment I do is going to be like date nights with my boyfriend, but I do like to have a separate category for, if I maybe want to rent a movie or go to the movies or something like that, and maybe it doesn't involve my boyfriend. Fun things that I'm going to do come out of my entertainment budget, and I'm going to do that in fives. I'm going to do that in 5 ones. I have $5 and 5 ones because I often find that I don't put enough ones in my envelopes, and then when I'm trying to uh, pull cash from my envelopes to cover when I've used my debit card, because I do keep like a buffer of money in my checking account so that I can use my debit card when it's more convenient. I find it often difficult to break change because I don't have any ones in any envelope. So I do try to think about having, like as of lately, I've tried to think about having ones available. So I have 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So $20 in my entertainment envelope. Also, I currently use, I think these are PVC envelopes that I got off of Amazon, and they were super cheap. I can link them below in case anybody wants them. I just find that these are like the best envelopes to use. They are slightly shorter at the front than they are at the back, so it's easy to kind of flip them open. They don't have any zippers, so they don't get like bulky and kind of curl as you shut them because they're kind of not able to lay straight. It does limit your ability to decorate them. I currently use my label maker to label them. I am thinking I will get like paper inserts, but I don't think I'll ever purchase envelopes from a small business or, any business that laminates them, because I find that they don't hold up really well. But if you know of anyone that you think makes really cute envelopes that hold up very well, I would be super interested. Obviously, like my setup right now isn't as perfect as I'd like it to be, but I do like a cute, fun, a unique setup. And then supplements is not getting anything. I added this envelope. I don't currently take any supplements, or I don't currently put funds towards any supplements, but I do have a goal of there's a few things that I would like to be taking on a regular basis. I just need to be really careful about what I'm spending money on and prioritizing. And right now, like supplements is really not something that I think is necessary. It's like a nice to have. So I do have a little bit in there. I'll put money in there when I can. And then eventually, if I'm able to bring my bills down to a good amount, I will start to cash stuff towards that and take the supplements that I'm interested in taking. And then in buffer, I'm going to be putting $15, and I'm going to be doing that in 2 5s and 5 1s. And again, this is also so that I can have ones available if I need to break a larger bill. So now buffer has 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, $40. I do have to take a little bit out of it because I went a little over in my dining out budget last pay period, but I haven't taken that out yet. But normally it doesn't normally have $40 in it. And then next, I will be moving on to my high priority sinking funds. So my emergency fund, my original goal when I started cash stuffing back in July of 2025 of this year, was that I would get to $1,000 in an emergency fund, which I successfully did at the beginning of November. So I'm not going to put anything towards that currently. My next now biggest priority is car financing prep. So I currently lease my vehicle, which I mean, I don't know what is best for anyone else. I think that when I was looking for a car at the time, it was the best thing for me because it got my payment to be lower per month. But I would like to finance to own basically, and I'm not going to get like super into it maybe in this video, but maybe in future videos I will. I just am not in a situation where I can really do anything else. And I can explain that if people are curious. But basically, to get out of this lease will be, I've already gone over the mileage amount that you're allowed to go in your lease. And so I'll be charged per mile. And I just think it's better to just try to finance to own this car when my lease is up than it is to try to get out of this lease and buy a used car in cash, so that I don't have a car payment, which would be the ideal thing and would be what, like, financial advisors like Dave Ramsey would say. But I just think this is the best thing for me now. And I really like my car and it's a great car and I think it'll last me a long time. So currently I'm going to be putting $100 into this envelope. So I'll have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 20, 40, 60, 80, 810. And then in the bank, I have 100, 220. And I can't remember what that will get me to, and I don't obviously have my calculator available at the moment, but I can tell you in just a second. So just off screen, I have my laptop and I keep an Excel spreadsheet where I plan out my cash stuffing every page period. And I also keep up with the totals in each of my envelopes. If you're interested in seeing that, I'd be happy to share that. So that's going to bring me up to $1,080 in car financing prep. My lease is up in May of 2026. So that's going to be my top priority, is having as much as I physically can to put towards my down payment for my car. I have a Mazda CX-5. It's a great car. If you are looking for a vehicle, I definitely recommend Mazdas. I think they're great. They're not incredibly expensive in comparison to other brands of cars, and you can get like a really nice looking car. They are really well reviewed. They last a really long time. I love my car. I'm really happy with it. Next up is going to be my tires and repairs. So this is for like major repairs or for getting new tires. I have had my car, it'll be 3 years when my lease is up. And so it is about time to get tires. And so I want to start saving towards that. The one thing I don't take into consideration, which is going to be something I have to figure out soon, is car registration. My car registration here I live in Arizona is crazy expensive. I think it was like over $400 for me last year, and it'll be probably about the same again this year. So I need to start figuring out how I'm going to be saving towards that because that will be up in May as well. So anyway, my for tires and repairs, I'm going to be putting $10 this week. And I did. My check engine light came on, which I totally freaked out. And so I took it to the dealership, which obviously in retrospect I shouldn't have, but I was hoping maybe potentially I was still under warranty. But because I'm out of warranty, the problem was battery. And because I'm out of warranty on the battery, like I've gone over the miles for which it's covered, I do have to pay for the battery. And if I hadn't taken it to the dealership, I could have gotten a way better deal on a battery. But now I'm kind of locked in with them because they have a check engine like diagnostic fee, and they'll put that towards any expense or any work that you get done with them. So I'm actually going to be like taking everything out of this for a car battery. So they're charging me $250 plus tax for a car battery. And so don't take your car to the dealership if you're not under warranty because it's always more expensive at the dealership to get work done. But anyway, I have 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, $260. And all of that will be going towards my battery. And then next up we have health, and health is going to be getting $5. So 50, 70, 75. Obviously the cash stuffing process is a journey, and I started this journey back in July of this year because I was living basically paycheck to paycheck outside of my bills because I was way overspending, just swiping my card. And I've been a lot better. This has totally changed my life. If you are thinking about getting into cash stuffing, I highly recommend it. This has been the I have made the most progress on my journey towards financial freedom doing this, but it's not without its hiccups. And so the reason I'm kind of having to cash stuff a little less in certain categories this pay period is because I bought a piece of furniture and I did the financing where you pay, you pay it out in four times, and that is taking me out of whack. Like I'm having to put more towards that envelope than I typically do, as well as Christmas is coming up and I have not saved anything towards Christmas, and I just started doing that in November. And my boyfriend does have 3 kids that I get gifts for, and I'm super happy and excited to be able to get a gift for them. But I know exactly what I want to get them, and I need to have a certain amount as soon as possible to be able to get them what I planned on getting them. So that has kind of taken me out of whack, and that is why I'm putting away smaller amounts than you'll see I'll typically do on like a normal pay period. So anyway, for pet emergency, I'm also just putting in 5. So pet emergency has 50, 100, 120, 140, 160, 70, 75. So I have 170 in pet emergency. And then annuals, this covers my Amazon Prime subscription, my Body by Beachbody app, which is a workout program. My sister and I split that and we pay for a yearly subscription. If you are looking for an app to like get a workout program, I highly recommend it. If you're not familiar, P90X was a really popular fitness program in the 90s and maybe early 2000s that you would get as like DVDs. Well, Beachbody is the company that made that workout program, and the subscription gets you access to every single workout program that they've ever created. There's some really popular ones on there, but you can get high intensity interval training, you can get strength training, and there's a million different programs that you can do, and so many different options. I really love it, and we've been doing it for years. So annuals is getting 15, and that is going to be a 10 and a 5. And I just paid my Amazon Prime subscription for the year, and so this was higher 2 weeks ago. 20, 30, 40, 45 in annuals. Oh, and it also covers my Costco. So I just get Costco, my workout program, and then, which I split with my sister, and then oh my gosh, Costco, workout program, Amazon Prime. Sorry. I'll get better at this. Next up is going to be my low priority sinking funds binder. And I really just have 3 binders. I know I follow quite a few folks that have a bit more, and I do think I probably will end up expanding this as I go. But for any of you that are just getting into cash stuffing, I hope that you can see like a really realistic amount of envelopes and binders through my process. I started out with just 2 binders, and I bought those off of Amazon. I got super cheap binders. I've started to upgrade as I've gone on. If you'd like a video on kind of a beginner cash stuffing setup, what I would recommend and what really helped me, and I think is really all that you need, then let me know and I can make that video. So it's my low priority. So first up is travel, which will not be getting anything this pay period, again because I am having to overstuff some other envelopes. And then self-care is also not getting anything. Holidays is going to be getting $30. So holidays has 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. It's so close to getting, I think, the last thing I have to get for the holidays, and we are coming down to the wire. And then style is going to be getting 15. And this is like clothing, footwear. I need to put a little towards this because I really do need some new clothes. It's not like a want, it's kind of a need at this point. So 20, 30, 35. But man, clothes are expensive. It's like $200 can go really quick and not get you a lot. And then home decor, this is where I've got to overstuff to be able to finish those payments, is going to be getting 45. That's going to be 2 20s, and then I did 5 1s. So 20, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so that has 20, 40, 60, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. $85. And then giving is not going to be getting anything this week. I do try to put towards giving every single pay period. But again, just because I'm a little off, I'm not able to put anything towards it today. But I will try to see after this pay period is over if I have anything left over in my wallet to put towards giving. So lastly is going to be my savings challenge binder. This is new for me. As I've started to upgrade my my system, I have started to collect free savings challenges that I've gotten as freebies when I've ordered things from other from cash stuffing small businesses. And so I started to create a binder for them, and that's what will be cash stuffing today. And I only use what's left over from my wallet, and I don't typically have anything left over. or very little, but I just happen to have a good amount this pay period. So I have 3 tens, and then 2 fives, and then 3 ones. And I did kind of already plan this out. And so I actually, the money that I would take back to the bank, I took out smaller denominations that I needed because I didn't have like 3 tens and 3 fives in my grocery envelope. I really had 20s, but I don't. This is low budget savings challenges, and so I'm not cash stuffing any 20s in the year. So first up, I have Crafted by Coco's Halloween um, savings challenge. Let me make Sharpie. And each of these little ghosts, so cute, are worth $10. And so we're going to be just coloring them out. I mean, maybe I'll get some cuter markers in the future. I'll do something different, but right now that's what I'm doing. And I actually didn't realize this was a savings challenge when I got it. I thought it was just like a dashboard. And it wasn't until like I watched a video of hers that I realized it was a savings challenge. So I've been using it just recently. I did it like my last pay period. So that's me getting a 10. So it has 10, 20. And then next from Crafted by Coco is again one of the Halloween ones. And each of these is also, each of the meows is worth 10. I'm just going to color that out. Put it off to the side so it can dry for a second. And so 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 50 in there. This one I had been utilizing for longer. Yeah, I think this is so cute. I love Crafted by Coco. She makes such great products. And then for this one, which is from BL Budgeting, I cannot remember what I purchased from them. I think it was one of my dashboards. I'm going to be doing, I think, 15. I need to get a pen. Let me get this pen. Doing 15. Okay. So 10, 15. And that brings my total to 10, 20, 25. And then this one from Breathe and Budget, which I think was a dashboard that I got. Sweater weather, which I think is so cute. I just did $1 each. Again, like I'm working with a tight budget, so the savings challenges that are like way higher denominations just aren't gonna work for me right now. So this will get me to a total of $41, including this guy here. And so for that, we are going to be putting just $1. So I'm going to change the pattern on the sweater. A little stripe. And then $1. That gets me to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. $6 for my sweater weather challenge. Which shockingly enough, here I live in Phoenix. We are actually experiencing some sweater weather right now, which is really fun because it's normally really hot here. And then for this challenge from Savings with Grace, which I got my cash tray from her, I'm going to be doing the candy cane. So I've got 5, 6, 7. That's all I've got in this one, $7. And I think I'm just gonna, I don't know, I think I'm just gonna leave a little dot underneath because this is so cute. I don't want to ruin it. So $7 on that one. And then that is everything in my savings challenge. There. All right, so that is everything for this first paycheck of December. Thank you so much for watching my first video. If you're working on your own financial reset, I'd love for you to subscribe and stick around so we can support one another. And drop a comment below letting me know what is the biggest thing that you are saving for. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.